Oh, it's showtime. It says we're live. Oh
It
my
says we're
goodness.
live on my phone. I got the delay on my phone and everything, man.
Well,
Oh yeah.
delay and share. We always have a little delay. Welcome everybody. We're going to share and share alike.
Oh yeah. I see it on my phone. It's a thing.
It is a thing. We're doing a
I even
thing.
got the closed captioning on my phone, man. You have that on yours?
Yes.
Nice. It's funny to see what it tries to think you're saying.
Yeah, I think
Nice.
some of that. I think some of that. The book was the same way with that. So, welcome everybody. Did you see where we're at
Eventually we
tonight?
might as well get this out of the way too. Eventually, as we get to rapping here, as we get to talking, um, if you, oh man, can you hear my Alexa?
Yeah. What's going on there?
I have no idea what
Shut
she's
up,
saying.
Alexa.
Yeah, shut up, ho. Um,
You
ooh, did I just say that live?
said that live.
um, Anyhow,
Come on now.
hey, if you go to Mad Men of Masculinity page, then you can comment here and we can see it. And
Yeah.
apparently, rumor has it it'll show up on the screen and everything.
It
So,
shall.
what do you think, man?
You think you're ready?
I think so. Hey, I am Kirk M. Samuels,
And I am Jason B. Kendrick.
and we are the Mad Men of Masculinity, baby.
That's right. We're just real men having real conversations for you. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen,
We
or
do this
probably
for
mostly
you.
ladies, we're talking about men's love and hate of Valentine's Day.
Well, yeah. The whole concept, the whole idea of Valentine's Day, and again, I said it a second ago, but if you have an opinion, we want to hear it. We do this for you. I mean, we have these conversations all the time, but we want to have these conversations with you. We want this to be a dialogue, a trialogue, a quadalogue, or whatever. How many logs y'all are out there? So comment for sure. Whether this is live, whether you're watching us live or later on, put a comment. If you go to the Mad Men and Masculinity page on Facebook and comment there, we'll see it here.
It'll show
So
up and
man,
we can add you to the broadcast. We can add
we
your
would love to.
thoughts and your opinions
Yeah.
to the live.
Um,
So
Speaking, this is a very opinionated topic,
it
man.
is. It is.
Today
I
is
think you and
February
I are
11th. Today is February 11th, which
it is.
means we are 3 days from the Super Bowl of love. We're 2 days from the Super Bowl of football. We're 3 days
Yeah.
from the Super Bowl of love, as a lot of people would maybe consider it. Maybe it's either the beginning or the end of what I've heard or what I call cuffing season, where it's like the cuffs. I'm gonna cuff you up.
Yeah.
I think it kind of starts through the holidays. People kind of get into their feels, their relational feels, and then New Year's. It's great to be with somebody on New Year's if that's your thing, and blah blah blah. And then you get through then you into the new year, and so either whatever you started over the holiday season, it's like, all right, now we get to be a couple on Valentine's, or it's Valentine's, and so you get to be reminded of, okay, this new couple or becoming a couple and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean that kind of reminds me of how I've heard people say this. I think it's part of that. Like there are the rules to dating, like how soon do you text or call after your first day, all that stuff. But like there's those people like either you are with somebody from Thanksgiving through Valentine's Day, or you make sure you're not. Or like there are
Mm.
those that like
Or
they
you're with them from Thanksgiving Day or from Valentine's Day to Thanksgiving Day.
yeah, or something, or yeah, it's like you break up for the holidays and Valentine's Day. Like I've heard different things, and so it's just interesting. I know my experience with this is like I think Valentine's Day is great if you're still in the honeymoon phase, like
Mm.
when it's new and you want to you want to be like show out and make sure you got the reservation, you got the flowers, you got the candies, you did the rose petals in the bathtub and all those different things and then as time goes on and the maybe the spark is fizzled or it's not quite as hot, then it becomes less and less fun, and then it becomes one day where you're like, oh, just one more thing I got to remember so I don't get in trouble, so I'm not in the doghouse.
Yeah. I think, and obviously, as the title or whatever would indicate, we're here to kind of explore the whole idea of Valentine's Day from a man's point of view. What men really think about Valentine's Day, and we both happen to be men our whole lives.
Mm.
Not every man can say that, um, but
Not nowadays.
but I mean, I think it's cool to like talk about this and keep it real, man. You know how
Yeah.
we do. We keep it real anyway. So
Yeah.
we don't really dig into necessarily what people think about. So man, and I think we both have some pretty straightforward opinions about the holiday itself, about Valentine's and what that means and all that kind of stuff. And so, man, I'm looking forward to just for a few minutes here. It's Friday. It's Friday evening as we record this, and it's a snowstorm, so maybe we don't have to be here too long. But yeah, man, just the idea of what Valentine's Day means in our culture, especially in particular to men.
Yeah. Well, what does it mean to you? Because I know I've kind of stated a little bit what I thought, but I mean, what for you? Like, what does Valentine's Day mean for you?
Man, I am pro love. Like I am pro intimacy. I'm pro connection. I'm the intimacy incubator, right? I mean, I'm all about that. I mean, to me, the more we love, the more we win. I mean, I think the world is a better place when there's more love in the world. That's what I think. And so in terms of Valentine's Day, I mean, I think in theory, the foundation of Valentine's Day is supposed to be kind of the celebration of love, I
Mhm.
think. Um, but I think you probably, not many people would disagree with the fact that it's become very commercialized. Um, and and to that point, as a man, um, I feel like there's kind of a little bit of back and forth, a little bit of uneasiness with the commercialization of the holiday. Because in my opinion, I think somehow it's come down to what men are supposed to do to prove something or whatever. It's like, you know, I think the idea is that, men are somehow supposed to put on a dog and pony show and perform and all that kind of stuff. And, in actuality, men like to be celebrated. Men like to be reminded that they're loved. Men like to be all that kind of stuff. So I don't think it should just be about, a guy making plans or reservations and hey men, don't forget. I have never heard anybody, make it a big deal for a woman not to forget, or for a woman to do something on Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
or when you're in the grocery store or in whatever, in the checkout line. I don't see a whole lot of women buying Valentine's stuff to give to their men. Um, but so that's just me. Yeah, I think it's become kind of lopsided in terms of expectation and in terms of who is supposed to do what on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think the over commercialization of it has, it took something that may have started out as a reminder of, to be appreciative and to love and to show love. Although I listening to you, especially with the over commercialization, I just reminded of, I keep hearing that, we just had Christmas 6 weeks ago and now you want more stuff, that kind of thing. Like, I already bought you all this stuff. Now you want some more stuff just because
Mhm.
it's February, because it's Valentine's Day. And I know for me, in particular, there are a lot of things that sometimes I just tend to rebel against just because I'm supposed to. Like, if I love you, I'm gonna tell you I love you when I feel it. I'm gonna tell you you're beautiful when I think it. And then when
Mhm.
something when just a day or some commercialized holiday comes around and goes, now today you have to buy
Mhm.
flowers, get chocolates, make a
Mhm.
reservation. You have to do all these things, and if you don't, then you don't love the person. And I'm like,
Mhm.
please, like
Yeah.
all the other days that I did, all those things for you don't count now because now it's Valentine's Day and I have to. And for me personally, I know I've had this conversation with other guys too. They think the same way. It makes me more resistant to the idea of Valentine's Day because it's a have to. Like, I would rather
Yeah.
surprise you, or if I see flowers or something throughout the year and you're on my mind, and I think about it, then I go, all right, let me do that. But to be
Mhm.
forced to do it, like, I would much rather me and my girl have an anti Valentine's Day and do something funny like that than to have to step in line, because nowadays, like you said, it's so commercialized that even if you wanted to do something, you need to be thinking about it like right at New Year's. You need to be making
Mhm.
reservations because all the restaurants are full.
Mhm.
I mean, I went into the store today and you see all the roses down the aisles of the grocery store. Remember, get your flowers, get your roses. And it's just, I don't want to set the floral industry back, but this is their biggest day.
Mhm.
And it's gotten so commercialized.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of the fun and I think the romance out of it because it has become so commercialized. I mean, shoot, it's barely, Halloween candy's barely gone before all of a sudden all the Valentine's Day candy's showing up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, first of all, a lot of women don't even like roses. I mean, so the whole idea of because just like you said, the whole idea because it's Valentine's Day, I got to do something. Like if you, bruh, guys, ladies, whoever you are, I mean, but guys specifically, at least at this moment, you know, if you got to wait till Valentine's Day to do something, like if that's the only time you buy flowers, if that's the only time you say I love you, if that's the only time you buy a card, if that's the only time you do something special, if that's the only time you go on a date, then you got bigger problems than standing in a grocery line, buying being that guy buying flowers. And and so yeah, to your point, it shouldn't just, I mean, you shouldn't need a day to do all the things that you're expected to do on Valentine's Day. That should just be part of how you live relationship, right? I mean, it should be part of what you do anyway.
Yeah.
And again, that being said, I think I think on the flip side of that, it should be more mutual than what it is. I mean, if we want equality and if we want, sameness, if we want all these kinds of things, if we want, to be treated the same or whatever it is, then I think we need to start, leveling out in terms of, even those level of
Yeah.
expectations. If you expect that from your partner, your person, then you should expect that from yourself for them as well,
Yeah.
as opposed to, but either way, I think at the core of it, I think you're totally right, man. If man, if that's like your day, like, nah, that ain't it. It's like this is the end of the NFL season this weekend, right? If you haven't been balling out all season long, you ain't making it to the end of to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
if you haven't been undefeated for the past month, you
Yeah.
ain't in the Super Bowl. I mean, and so you got to be a winner throughout the season in order to make it to the playoffs, and you got to be undefeated in the playoffs in order to even be in the Super Bowl. And the
Yeah.
Super Bowl is really more of a celebration of the fact that you won, if nothing else, your conference. And so I'm speaking to guys, and from a guy perspective, but I think you got to be balling out year round, man. And guys that aren't in the Super Bowl, they're already prepping for next
Yeah.
season so that they can be in next season Super Bowl. So it's a year round kind of thing, man. And it shouldn't just be okay, once a year we go out and I make you feel special. You got bigger problems if that's the only time you make somebody feel special
Oh
that you're
yeah.
in a relationship with.
Yeah. I mean, and that's why I think it's funny because what we were talking about earlier, there are those people who they break up before the holidays and then they get back together with somebody right after Valentine's Day. So they got that 9 months, whatever it is, where they're free, except for maybe their birthday or whatever, 4th of July. So they have that fun. But then once the holidays roll around and it comes to spending money and gift giving, they're like, nope, I'm gonna be single
Mm-hmm.
until February 15th.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go find somebody.
Yeah.
If you're one of those people, go to the Men of Masculinity page and comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts because I always crack me up. It's like it's not that big a deal, and I know it can be a pain in the butt, especially for most of us guys. I think that's to Kirk's point. There should be some balance. If there's Valentine's Day for the ladies, what day can we have for the guys? Is
Yeah.
I made a joke. Maybe we need to have BJ Day, free BJ Day for the guys or something. Just so that there's something that the guys can look forward to. But you see the guys in the grocery store on Valentine's Day or right before going, it's Valentine's Day. It's
Yeah.
not for us. We're not even, unless you're watching the news or whatever, you watch TV, you might get an ad. You might go, oh, yeah, that's coming up.
Yeah.
But since it's not for us, we're not paying attention to it, unless we're getting the reminders.
Yeah.
I mean, and how many breakups and how many relationships have ended, how many boyfriends and girlfriends have gotten in fights because we were just supposed to know. Like,
Yeah.
is this important to you? Tell me it's important to you, and I will
Yeah.
make the effort. But if you don't tell me, I'm just supposed to know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, ladies. I know you think we think like you do, but we're simple. We're simple, stupid creatures. You got to tell us. You got to make it.
Yeah. I mean, if you need a reminder that it's Valentine's Day, again, you're not on your ball. You're not on the ball. You're not on your A game. I mean, and if you need Valentine's Day as a reminder to do something special for your person, then you got bigger problems. I
Yeah.
mean it just it's one of those things that man, that we need to be more aware of the fact that that it's a process, it's a growth. like, your relationship it's a garden.
Yeah.
You got to be working that
Dig
garden,
it.
not just in order to have a harvest, man. You got to be watering, you
Yeah.
know, it for the growth. In order to have something to water, you got to be planting seeds in the very beginning, the planting season. And so, it's a process. It's a labor, a good labor, but it's one that you should already be on point with.
Yeah.
But again, that being said, I also have real problems with the fact that, I don't think there's pressure on women to perform on Valentine's Day. And
Yeah.
I think us as men, we can have pressure to perform anyway. I
Oh,
mean, I think that's part of being men, that's part of being men in relationship is pressure to perform.
yeah.
And if we don't perform when it's time to perform, however we're supposed to perform, then somehow we're dropping the ball. And I call that the blue pill theory or the blue pill mentality.
Yeah.
And then if you don't want to perform, if I refuse to perform, I refuse to, I'm not doing none of that. Then to me, that's like a red pill kind of, you know, mentality. And so I'm like, man, we should have
The purple
a
pill.
clarity. We should have a clarity in not only I'm not here to perform, but I'm also not here to escape or to kind of run away from or to discount.
Yeah.
So if we have clarity, then maybe we should have like a clear pill mentality of just clarity and why I'm here
Yeah.
and what I'm doing. I mean, so anyhow, that those are kind of the struggles that I have with the whole holiday in
Yeah.
itself and what it's become.
Yeah. I mean, if we just break it down, and to speak in a generality, I mean, for most men hate Valentine's Day. Now, on the flip side, though, there are those men who, they're clueless, they're not paying attention, they're busy working, their minds in, somewhere else, and so they need things like Valentine's Day where it's pink everywhere, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, I need to get my lady some flowers and some candy and stuff, and so, and on that sense, if you don't, like Kirk's saying, if you're not on the ball, if you're not playing the game, and you need those reminders, something to look at. But I know, especially for me, it's not my favorite holiday just because
Yeah.
I feel like it's shoved down our throats that we have to do these things, and it just turns into this societal like look at me, look at what I'm doing. Oh, I got dinner reservations, and we're all getting dressed up in pink and black and red or whatever, and going out. And
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
do you need that one day? Do you need that? Do you need that validation like that, or throughout the rest of the year? I mean, I would much rather be in a relationship with somebody who we ignore Valentine's Day because the rest of the year we're loving each other and appreciate each other and going back and forth. And it's not just about me giving, it's not just about me performing, it's about us giving together. It's back and forth like that. So I think that's the biggest probably dislike about it, especially for guys, is that it's just one more thing we got to do that we're supposed to remember. And not to be selfish, but I mean, what about us?
Yeah.
So this is like, okay, it's like Father's Day. We were having that conversation before when we had this idea. It's like, oh yeah, this is, Valentine's Day is just like the anti-Father's Day kind of thing. It's like, okay, Father's Day, you get a tie, maybe a wallet, maybe they leave you alone for an hour or something, but it's kind of bunk. It's not doesn't have the same evaluation as all these other things, and because of the commercialization of it, it's gotten to the point where it's just like it's ridiculous.
I think if you were to ask most guys, I think most guys have some sense of cynicism, just a little bit of being cynical
That's
about Valentine's Day in itself. It's like, again, I mean, one way or another, either the pressure to perform or the whole idea of like, well, what about me? I
yeah,
mean, and yeah, I mean, I think probably, if you asked 100 guys, way more than 50 of them would be like, yeah, not so much. I mean, you know, um, I'm looking, more than half of them would say I'm looking more forward to the game on Sunday than to the holiday on Monday.
yeah.
Just saying.
Now, I mean, if you're in a relationship and this is actually a perfect opportunity. Now the lady can support the guy for Super Bowl Sunday, and they can have a thing, and that can be the guy's day, and then Monday can be the lady's day, where he does for her. that's a great opportunity. I think that's that's a great give and take and balanced relationship style thing. But it doesn't normally happen that way. I don't know that we've had a Super Bowl day before Valentine's Day before or
Yeah,
recently.
it's later this year because they added a week onto the season.
Yeah. Maybe this will
So,
turn into a thing. Maybe we'll have guys Super Bowl day and ladies Valentine's Day. Who knows?
who knows, man? But yeah, I mean, I think I think you should be doing your work. You should be mutually and consistently serving. Mutually meaning one another, consistently meaning consistently. And so, yeah, to your point, I mean, I think it could be fun or an extension of everything that you already do and celebrate to do a Valentine's thing, you
Yeah.
know. But I don't think it should be. I don't think it should be an anomaly. Like I don't think it should be something that you do once a year. You do because it's Valentine's Day or anything like that. I mean, I think, you know, yeah. I mean, I think, like I said, keep saying the same thing, kind of. But man, if that's your day, you got a problem, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you got a problem. Like seriously, you got a problem. You're
Okay.
not. If you're, let's speak to men. I'll speak to men for a second. Hey, guy, if Valentine's Day is your day and that's your one day to shine or to do whatever, first of all, you shouldn't feel pressure to perform because it should be given anyway that outside of Valentine's Day, she's already gotten flowers left and right. She's already gotten cards. She's already gotten dates. She's already got like throughout the year. So there shouldn't be a need to perform or to come through with a date or to prove yourself or whatever. There shouldn't be a need to do that because you've been dope all year long, right? I mean, it just is what it is. And so, you shouldn't be in that point. But if you are at that point, um, you know, you got to understand that you're not working your garden, like you're not doing the work. Yes, it should be mutual. Yes, it should be reciprocal. Yes, all of those kinds of things. And so I don't think it's too wrong for a guy to I'm going to use the word expect to have expectations to expect at least some sense of mutual celebration or mutual appreciation or anything like that. I mean, if you're a woman and you're in a relationship, particularly if you're in a relationship with a man and you don't do anything for him on Valentine's, matter of fact, you should have as much expectation for what he does than what you do or what you plan on doing. So if you plan on stopping by the store and grabbing a card, and that's about it, and you've done your thing, then if he stops by the store and he grabs a card and the receipt is stuck to his foot when he walks in the door because it's fresh and he just got it, so be it. I've been in the past, I've experienced where, the kids got as much celebration on Valentine's Day than I did in the relationship. And so yeah, ladies, I mean, you should set the bar as high for you as you do for him. I mean, not even just Valentine's Day, but year round as well. Like if you're not investing, if you're not adding logs to that fire, then then that's an equal problem on your side as well. I mean, if a guy feels um, celebrated or appreciated or whatever, then most good guys that will overflow and reciprocate. These guys that are playing this Super Bowl on Sunday, um, they're getting paid millions of dollars and they still have cheerleaders on the sidelines. And they have people that paid $50,000 for front row seats and $2 million for the owner's suite. I mean, but these guys still have cheerleaders on the sidelines. Why? Because there's something about us that appreciates being honored and celebrated. And so, ladies, if you're out there and if you set a low bar for yourself in terms of how much do you honor and celebrate if you have a good man and he doesn't know that you believe that he is a good man, if he doesn't know or hear that regularly, then you have a problem. Then you're not doing your work in your garden and you're not adding the logs to your fire as well. You're a taker and not a giver.
Yeah, I mean, it's a team effort. I mean, you're going back to the Super Bowl analogy. It's a team effort. So what you appreciates, and if you have issues where your man doesn't know what you want or isn't getting up and doing all the things for Valentine's Day or whatnot, maybe he's not feeling appreciated, or maybe you're not adding to his bucket. Because I know most men, when they feel appreciated, when they feel loved, they go out of their way to make sure that's reciprocated. It's the same sort of thing where when you take and there's less there, then there's less attention, there's less energy, there's less you're receiving. But when you give, then it's multiplied. So if you're appreciating your man, I bet you if he feels appreciated and feels loved, he's not going to forget Valentine's Day. He's gonna use that as another excuse to show you love and to lavish attention on you. But if he's not, maybe look at that and go, well, am I appreciating him? Am I honoring and respecting him? Because it's what I'm seeing a lot of now is a lot of what ladies value, they think men also value, especially in relationships. Women value, a guy's income and his job and his ambition and potential. Men don't really value that. They value appreciation, respect, and ease. Someone who is, I don't say not pliable, but who flows with them and works with them. Men value peace. And so if your evaluation isn't meeting up to his, then you're missing the mark. And so back to communication and conversations. If you're not talking about these things throughout the year, your Valentine's Day is going to suck.
And what we're talking about is good men. I mean, if you have a taker, if you have an abuser, if you have, a man that's not a good man, then he falls outside of pretty much everything that we're talking about. But if you have a good man in your life, you need to let him know, and he needs to feel appreciated. He needs to feel that, and that good man, I mean, a good sign that he's a good man is that that comes right back to him. Like, he can't hold that in. Like, he has to give that off. He has to return that. And so, if your man doesn't feel valued or appreciated, and quite honestly, good men, I mean, and this is, man, I've seen this, I've experienced, I mean, I've quite honestly, or quite commonly, good men, the more time goes by, the less they're appreciated.
Yeah, and I mean, even to that point, there's a lot of
and they don't feel.
I think you're breaking up a little bit, so I'm gonna fill in the gaps. But even to Kurt's point, there's a lot of what we are experiencing, especially now as men, is there's a lot of expectation and a lot of this is what I want. You have to fit these criteria, or I'm not even giving you the time of day. So lots of good men, lots of smart men, lots of successful men are stepping out. And I think a lot of the cynicism towards Valentine's Day and a lot of these things stems from that as well. All we see is this list of requirements. If you go on any dating app, you see must be 6 foot tall, must make 6 figures, must be this, must be that, must be. You're not telling me anything about yourself. You're just telling me what I need to be. And most guys I know just nope. I'm not even interested in that, because that's all we're experiencing right now is a whole list of this is what you got to do, but nothing about reciprocation, nothing about and honestly, a lot of these jerks and these bag takers guys, some of them are just nice guys who are jaded. They just gave up and they're like, well, I'm not getting anything in return. Why bother? So I'm out. I'm just going to get what I can and bounce. So they didn't feel appreciated. They didn't feel needed or wanted. That their fire wasn't stoked. They didn't get the attention and love and the respect and the appreciation that they needed for them, for their well-being. And so they went out and I'm just going to take what I can because that's all I can get. And so it's a problem.
And everything we're saying right now, you probably won't hear a whole lot from the man in your life, and that's why we're saying it. We have established at this point history enough that we're not misogynists. We're pro healthy masculinity. We're pro relationship. We're pro all those things. If you have a guy that's a loser or a jerk or an abuser or whatever you want to call it, he needs to go, period. I mean, he needs to come work with us or some other guys that we know, and he needs to get his junk in it. I mean, he needs to get his poop in a group. I mean, he does. And so we're not talking about you honoring a man that is dishonorable. We're talking about the good man that's in your life and honoring him. And so funny, I'm thinking about this. We didn't even plan on going in this direction in this conversation, but But either way, I think it comes down to, the guy that is performing and feeling like he's not appreciated is at some point going to get cynical and going to get resentful. And at some point, what he does for you, even if he does the dozen of roses that are at the front door of the grocery store on his way home, and even if he does all that kind of stuff, he's not doing it from a place of honor or service. He's doing it out of obligation.
Yeah.
Basically to just because he has to. You don't want him doing something because he has to. You want him doing something because he wants to.
That's a great point, because if your man is only getting flowers and things like as a last resort, as just like I saw it in line at the grocery store and bringing it home, and like Kirk said, he still got the receipt on it, or he didn't even like lick the envelope to steal the card or whatever. That's because he doesn't want to get in trouble. He's not acting out of love and kindness and because he wants to give. He's just like, oh, I better do this or I'm gonna get yelled at. And that's why you're getting that half-ass gift. That's why you're getting half-ass energy, because he's not feeling appreciated. He's not feeling loved. His cup's not being filled, so he doesn't have anything to give. And so he's just acting out of basically survival. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't get yelled at. So here's some flowers, honey. Here's some candy. Please don't yell at me.
Yeah. And maybe he didn't take the sticker off of the flowers with the price tag on it. Maybe he didn't take the sticker off because he's the guy. He just doesn't know better. He doesn't know that, hey man, take the sticker off so that that's just kind of so you don't have the price for it. Maybe he's just that guy, and it's just the innocence or the naivete of that guy. Maybe he left this, or he didn't take the sticker off because he doesn't really care, and maybe it's because he's doing it out of obligation, and he just literally, because right now if you walk into the grocery store, they got them right there at the front door. They got box, they got the little temporary box pallet things. They just got holes punched in the box, and they just got literally, I don't know, dozens of dozens or hundreds of dozens of roses or whatever, And so if he's doing it out of obligation, does he feel like he's doing it out of obligation? I mean, does he feel like he's doing it because he doesn't get in trouble, or he doesn't want to get in trouble, or because he's just checking off the box to say, well, I did it because he doesn't want to hear about it later? Or is he doing it because he really cares about you and he wants to honor you and he wants to show you? And again, I truly believe I get reached out to by a lot of good guys who are at some point taken for granted by the women that they have or had in their lives, and they're kind of feeling left hung out to dry.
Now it's time to flip the script, play a little devil's advocate. Gentlemen, if you have a good woman who loves and appreciates you, and you're not doing things for her, don't expect her to love and appreciate you much longer. If she is a good woman and you're not planning out things and doing things, whether it's Valentine's Day, Christmas, New Year's, her birthday, randomly throughout the year, it goes both ways. You got to show appreciation both ways. So if she's not honoring you and giving you the things you want, maybe if the bedroom's drying up a little bit, maybe check yourself and go, where am I dropping the ball? Where's my appreciation lacking? Where, have I told her she looks pretty? Have I told her how much I love her, how much she means to me and fulfills my life? So it goes both ways, gentlemen. I know that Valentine's Day is almost exclusively for the ladies and has been kind of taken over some by the kids and things as well. But it is an opportunity to show love and to show appreciation. But don't make it your only one. If you're like the dude that's grabbing the flowers and the chocolates out of the bin at the store because, I got to get this to take it home, you're not doing your job. You're not appreciating the good woman who's doing her job at home with the kids or with the house or working her job and paying half the bills and slaving away as well. And, it goes both ways. I know that we have a lot of jaded guys who are cynical out there because of a lot of what's going on as far as the unfairness or the lack of respect for men today. I get it. I'm out there with you. I see it. I have a hard time sometimes keeping the positive mindset because I see so many of my guys just like, I don't know, man, I give up. If you're one of the lucky ones and you have a good woman, make sure she knows it. And if you're both in love with each other and you got a good partner, man, woman, vice versa, whatever, let them know. One of the things that used to drive me crazy, and I've seen it in a lot of relationships, is like you're in a relationship together, but you're not talking to each other. You're talking to your friends, girls are talking to their girlfriends, oh, he's awesome, or he's this, that, but you're not telling him, and vice versa. Guys like, oh man, I love that girl so much, and I feel like God put an angel on earth for me, but you're not telling her that.
Mm-hmm.
Those conversations should be what you tell each other, not your
Mm-hmm.
friend. It
Mm-hmm.
should be, that's where the appreciation of the building, the foundation building really gets into it. I mean, that's where you find those intimacy points, those things that you connect on, that creates that glue that keeps you together in the long term.
Mm-hmm. Dude, that is, I mean, you are so right, man. There are so many good women who genuinely just want to be loved by a healthy man. They just want to receive healthy, like non-destructive, non-abusive, stable, consistent,
Mm.
beautiful love from a good man. There are so many women out there that's I mean, not that's all they want like in life, but I'm talking about in their intimate being. Like that's what they really want to experience. Now, here's the challenge. A lot. I almost want to say most, but for sure, a lot of women have not ever experienced that. So it is new for them, and so there's the whole idea of trying to learn to experience something that they've already always wanted to experience but never have. Um, and the balance in that versus like, okay, is this too good to be true kind of thing. And so there's the learning curve of that, but there's so many women that want to be loved and appreciated by that guy. And again, that guy, I mean, they don't want it just on February 14th. You mean, guys, would you only want sex on February 14th? No, you probably want it throughout the year. You probably want it pretty regularly, right? And so, man, do you see yourself as a gardener? You should see yourself as a gardener. That you should see yourself as a person that works the soil, that plants seeds, that constantly waters, that tends to the garden, that pulls weeds, that provides all the atmosphere for what can naturally happen, which is growth. And then and be the garden. A hoe is a tool. We don't want a hoe. I mean, you use a hoe, you don't grow a hoe, right? And so I don't know where that came from, but anyhow, um,
Got a hole in the
so the
brain.
whole idea is when you're a gardener and you look at your role or your position as the person to grow something, understand that, man, there is beauty in her flower that she has probably never even seen before or experienced before. And so you have the perfect opportunity to work this garden year round, and to experience the fruit of that garden and the reap the rewards of the harvest of that garden. And so, but there's so many good women that just want to be loved by a good man, and that doesn't happen once a year. The same way you wouldn't want sex once a year if you were in a relationship with a woman.
And to that point, and to something that stirred when Kirk was talking, is if you are constantly picking up the same person in a different body, if all you seem to do, like you walk into a room with 100 people of whatever sex that you enjoy, and all of them are good except for one, and you are drawn to that one that's not good, it's time to pull the mirror out.
The problem is you. The problem is you.
Maybe I'm the common denominator and I'm attracting these things. And if you're struggling in relationships, stop switching partners if you keep getting the same one, and start looking at yourself and go, why? Because,
Mhm.
and I'm speaking from experience, y'all. You get what you put out. Whatever
Mhm.
energy, whatever expectations you have is what you're attracted to. I'm at the point now, because I'm still in my trauma healing phase, that if I'm attracted to a woman, sometimes I turn to go the other way. Because I'm like,
Mhm.
why am I attracted to her? Is this the
Mhm.
same energy? Is this going to be a repeat of my past relationships? If
Mhm.
you're having the same relationship over and over again with different bodies, it's time to look in the mirror, do your work, and when you do your work and find out why, you can start acknowledging that and making different choices. And then probably dig back into your friends list and your friend zone people and go, oh, maybe that person was good, actually good for me. And I just, since they didn't make my bells and whistles go off because we weren't trauma bonding, maybe I can give them another shot. Maybe this can be my next Valentine. This can be my person for the next year. But it goes both ways, and that's why I kept that gender neutral, because it's not just guys or girls. This is all y'all. It's all of us.
Man, everything you just said is a perfect segue, man. About doing the
Segue.
work yourself, doing the working on yourself and starting there. Because man, you and I finally get to collaborate on some stuff, man. You and I finally get to do some stuff.
Well, I mean,
And we
this is
got
collaborating.
well, this is collaborating. I'm talking about like something else, something
Are you talking
bigger
about
than
for
we just
posterity's sake? I got you. I got
yeah.
you.
So man, we got a project that we're launching.
Mhm.
And if you're watching this and you pay attention starting Monday the 14th, man, you're gonna see what we're talking about, man. We got a book project coming, man. It's gonna be so fantastic. And we're gonna have some of these conversations, man. And we're gonna get into maybe the right way to find your person. And man, you dropped some serious bombs, man. You did, man. I was reading, I was like, dude, you speaking to me right now. I mean, I texted you that next day, like, bruh, man, you's all up in my junk, man, for real. You's all up in my
Well,
kitchen cooking.
you and I both know, and I'm sure all the people who watch us regularly know, we're speaking from we've learned this stuff the hard way.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't just like come out and go, oh, I know everything. No, we've been in the dirt, making our mistakes, lots of mistakes,
Yeah.
and that's how we learned the hard way. And so now to try to save y'all time, save you the heartache and having to go through the dirt and the mud and the muck and the slime and all that stuff like we did, we're sharing some of what we've learned with you. So hopefully it can speed you up, you can make your life easier, and hopefully create that long-term, committed, intimate relationship that you want, that you need, that we all want and need.
Yeah. Indeed, man. Indeed. So let's line up on the runway, man. Let's bring this thing in. Let's, fasten our seatbelts and put up your tray tables and put everything away. You know, send the flight attendants down the aisle one last time to collect your last bit of cups and cans and trash. So let's bring this thing in for a landing, man. What's your man thoughts on mansplain Valentines from your perspective, man?
Man dash speak for Valentine's Day. Let's get right down to it. Most men hate Valentine's Day. If you want to make your man like Valentine's Day, appreciate him and love him, and he'll use Valentine's Day as the cherry on top of your year of love and fun. If he doesn't like it and he shows up with wilted roses and store bought candies, and he just bought it 5 minutes ago, as an afterthought, either he's not doing his job, or you're not doing your job, or probably both of you aren't doing your job. And you're not making the relationship a priority. So, I'm not a big fan of Valentine's Day because it's a commercial S show, but it is what it is. You can use it as a positive or take it as a negative. I'd say use it for what it is. And if you have somebody in your life, man or woman, use it as an opportunity to appreciate each other, and maybe not go try to do like everybody else. Maybe go do something unique and fun. Maybe hot springs it, or go get your own hotel room for the night, or I don't know, whatever. It's your relationship. You figure it out what works for you. What do you think, Kirk? What are your final thoughts, sir?
Man, I think Valentine's, like most other holidays, should be a marker to just make sure that, or to give you an opportunity to make sure you celebrate whatever that thing is. I don't think that third Thursday in November should be the only day we observe gratitude and thankfulness, right? I mean, I don't think the 25th of December should be the only day that we observe Christmas. And so I think Valentine's Day is kind of similar to that. I think, February 14th shouldn't be the only day that we observe love and appreciation for somebody. I think for sure most guys you talk to probably aren't a big fan of Valentine's Day.
It's just the first tax day for most guys.
Right. And so I think,
April 15th.
most guys feel, obligated to do it. And so I think ultimately I didn't expect us to go there, but I think, it is incumbent upon both people in a relationship to make sure the other person feels appreciated throughout the year. And a lot of times we don't necessarily, turn the spotlight on women. But I think ladies, I don't think it should just be a man performance holiday. I mean, I think it should be a great opportunity for women to reflect on their men, and I think men for sure. I mean, I think man, we should be gardeners working that garden all year long, and it should just be a great fun day to have one more day to allow her to experience what you give her or do for her the rest of the year. So
yeah, it's an equal opportunity holiday, y'all. It's equal opportunity. It's
no doubt.
time for both of y'all to step up and show the love, because what you appreciate appreciates. You know, that's why assets appreciate.
Yeah.
So
JBK, man, me and you will be right back on here Tuesday, man. We got something, but we shifting gears, man. We got something different. We talking about this.
Oh,
yeah, if you made it, all right, we got Teresa back here. You go, girl. She's gonna be Teresa. Speaking of, it does show up on the screen. That's pretty cool. You know, I see Teresa. Yeah, she's she's a superhero. She's in one of the Avengers.
She's a part of the project too.
She absolutely is, man. And so we'll actually get her on camera. I don't know if I've gotten her on camera before. Maybe I have years ago.
Are you ready to be on camera, Teresa?
You better be ready, because it's going to happen. It is definitely going to happen. She's a wealth of experience and perspective and all that kind of stuff, and I'm pretty excited. But anyhow, so yeah, man, we'll be right back on here. You and I, in particular, will be right back on here Tuesday. She's like, yeah, we're gonna put you on the spot. We're gonna put you on here. But we'll be right back on here, man, and I'm looking forward to it, man. So if you're out there, you know, celebrate love yourself. You know, take yourself out on a date.
That's
if you're
a great
single,
idea, Kurt.
If you're single, take yourself on a date. You know, take yourself to your favorite restaurant. Guess what? You're gonna end up someplace where you like, and you're not gonna spend more than you want to spend. And you may be even able to get some at the end of the night. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm talking about. But you know, take yourself out on a date, man. Celebrate yourself. Love yourself. You got to love yourself before you can love somebody else fully. So, you know, for Valentine's, man, go out there and celebrate love, even if it's learning or figuring out or taking the opportunity to love yourself, man. And just, again, take yourself on a date, you know, I mean, make it a thing, you know.
Well, and if you don't want to go out by yourself, if you don't have a partner, there are plenty of singles groups who are doing either anti-Valentine's Day or Valentine's Day. I know there's one group here in Denver that's doing anti-Valentine's Day on Saturday and Valentine's Day on Monday. Like, they got both sides covered. So there's people out there who are still doing it. You can get out and have some fun and show the love and appreciate others. So
make yourself a bath, get you a candle, get some bath bombs in there, get some Epsom salt. You know,
Kirk loves his bath bombs and wine, boys.
Oh, I love that, man. You know, I got my pedicure today with my daughter. I'm good to go, man. You know, I'm all up into that stuff. But again, if even if you're single or you're not with somebody or you're in relationship issues, you know, just go celebrate yourself. You know, even Teresa's chiming in with that, man. It ain't for a couple, you know, do you, boo-boo. I mean, you deserve to be loved, even if it's, you know, you loving on yourself, man. Just showing yourself how you want to be loved. That way, when somebody else does it the same way, you know that person's right for you.
So spread the love. We love you. I love you. And we hope we'll see you next week. Kirk on Monday, both of us on Tuesday. The rest of the week is going to be all of the contributors to the book. Are we giving the title out or are we waiting?
We're waiting.
We're waiting. Okay, so you don't have to wait on pins and needles.
Right now, it's about Men of Masculinity. Monday, I'm shifting gears, and it'll be about something different.
That's right.
So yes, sir. All righty. Love you, brother. Love you, Teresa.
Thank you, Teresa.
You know that. You know you're on the. He's describing my night. You know what I do. You know I roll. You know what I'm saying?
How I do it.
We love all of y'all, and we celebrate all of y'all on this Valentine's Day and every other day this year.
Remember to watch us on YouTube. Go like, subscribe, comment, share. And for those of you who want us to talk about something, you got something in your head that you want us to unpack or talk about or mansplain or whatever, let us have it. Show it. Give us some comments. You can do it on Facebook. You can do it on YouTube. You can do it on both. And until next time, bye. Love y'all.
Shane
Jasbeck in the house. Bye.